All right, this is grade 3, module 3, lesson 13. And we're still going to be working on our nines times tables here. Only this time we're going to be looking for patterns. And this is one of my favorite topics in math class is patterns, the whole concept of patterns, because that is exactly what math is. There's this dude, his name's G.H. Hardy, super duper famous mathematician, and he nailed it. He says that a mathematician, like a painter or a poet, is a maker of patterns. If his patterns are more permanent than theirs, it is because they are made with ideas. So in this lesson, we're going to be looking for patterns, and these patterns are going to really, first off, they're interesting, and it's going to make learning math fun, but it's also going to help us learn those 9 times tables. So let's get going. So the directions say skip count by 9s down from 90, okay? Now, before I go doing that, let's take a look at our 9 times tables. And we're going to skip count up. And actually, I'm not going to so much skip count up, is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to just fill in the answers first, all right? And so it's okay if students don't know these answers, but 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90. Now, right now, hope maybe students will see some really cool patterns. So if you want, and students are watching this video, man, go ahead and pause the video and talk about all the patterns that you see in my blue products here, right here, because there are some really neat patterns. Hit the pause button, talk about them, because in a minute, or not in a minute, in a second, I'm going to go over some of those patterns. Okay, so either you've paused and talked about the patterns, or you're just waiting for me to give the answer. So let's get going. One of the coolest patterns that is a lot of, well, first off, we can see that our ones place is going down by 1 every time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And similarly, our tens place, if we start at the top, our tens place begins with a 0 because we don't see anything there, and it's going up by 1 every time. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's one really cool pattern. Another really cool pattern that you might see is that if you add the digits, you always get 9. 1 plus 8, 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. 3 plus 6, 9. 4 plus 5, 9. 5 and 4, 9. Now, it's this cool pattern that's going to help our students learn their times tables for the 9s. So I'm going to show you. Let's get green. I want my green pen. Okay, now here's the cool thing that's a little harder to notice. We're multiplying by 2. The tens place is a 1. We're multiplying by a 3. The tens place is a 2. We're multiplying by a 4. The tens place is a 3. So what's going on? When we're multiplying by a 5, what is the tens place going to be? It's going to be 1 less than 5. In fact, it turns out no matter what value I'm multiplying 9 by, in this case we're going to look at the 8. If we're multiplying by 8, we know that the tens place is going to be a 7, 1 less than 8. And then the other cool thing is, once you know that it's going to be 1 less, you also know that the two numbers together have to add up to equal 9. For example, so if we're going to do 9 times 6, all right, we know that the first thing is the tens place is going to be, whoa, not a 4. The tens place is going to be 1 less than the 6. 1 less, because the pattern is always take the 6 and it's 1 less and get the 5. Now, what is the ones place going to be? Well, we know that the two numbers together have to add up to 9, because that's the cool pattern. So we know our answer is 54. Let's take a look at Oh, 9 times 9. All right. So we're going to start with 1 less than 9 is 8. And then 8 plus what equals 9? 8 plus 1 equals 9. So that tells us 9 times 9 is 81. And that's a really kind of cool trick. Now, if we want, let's go and fill in our missing values up here. So we've got, and our list right here is going to help us. So you've got 90, then 81, then 72, then 63, 54, 45, 36, 27, 18, and 9. And you should still see all of the really cool patterns up here that we saw down here. Now, in this series of problems right here, it's basically they're walking our students through the whole concept of skip counting. So we know we're going to start with 9, and we're going to go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm probably going to stop at 8. Okay, so if we're going to skip count by 9s, so we know we have to keep adding by 9 each time. But a trick is instead of adding by 9, let's add by 10, and then subtract 1. So 9 plus 10 would be 19, but we want to subtract 1 because we're really supposed to skip count by 9s, not skip count by 10s. So we're going to skip count by 9 by adding 10 and then subtracting 1, and that gives us 18, because 9 plus 10 is 19, minus 1 is 18. Let's repeat that process. So we're going to add by 10 and then subtract by 1. So 18 plus 10 is 28, minus 1 is 27. And we're going to add by 10, that gives us 37, but subtract 1, that gives us 36. And now we're going to go, so here, 36 plus 10 is 46, minus 1 gives us 45, and then we can get 55, but minus 1 is 54. 64 minus 1 is 63. 73, but minus 1 is 72. So if we wanted to, we could see that this is 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3, 9 times 4, 9 times 5, 9 times 6, 9 times 7, and 9 times 8. So we got a couple of different ways for students to learn their 9 times tables. We have those really cool patterns, and then we have our skip counting. And our skip counting is easy by adding 10 and then subtracting 1. So I'm going to go back up here and let's fill in these blanks. So basically what they're saying is they're starting at 0, and we're going to, what's 10 more? 10. One less is 9, so 1 times 9 is 9. And now we've got 9, and so we're going to do 10 more than 9 is 19, but minus 1 is 18, so 2 times 9 is 18. So you can see we're skip counting. 9, 18, and now what's 10 more than 18? That would be 28, but subtract 1, you get 27, so 3 times 9 is 27, and we're going to keep going. So now that we've got 27, we're going to add by 10, so that gives us 37, but minus 1 is 36, so 4 times 9 is 36, etc., 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 and we don't have to keep going because I think you get it. And that is Grade 3, Module 3, Lesson 13, using those really cool patterns to learn our 9 times tables.